WFM 91.7.
Good morning and welcome to Political Arena on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Political Arena is where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Somto Titilayo Ajama. Today on Political Arena, we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, providing enabling structures for women participation in politics. Roadmap to 2023, providing enabling structures for women participation in politics. In 2013, Nigeria placed 99th in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Reports ranking on women political participation. Now, Nigeria has fallen to 102nd place, 102nd place, that's 102, in that ranking as of this year, 2022. From 99 to 102. This fall in ranking shows that women are underrepresented in leadership and decision-making, particularly in politics. And according to UN Women, gender disparity and low participation in elective and appointive positions are major setbacks for women worldwide. The question now is, are the right structures in place to enable women participate more in politics? Are the right structures in place to enable women participate more in politics? That's the question. Well, to answer the question and to give us a better idea of the structures that exist in the political terrain in Nigeria is my guest today. I'm speaking with Honorable Benedicta Ebuehi, PDP candidate for Chairman Etsako East Local Government Council, Agenebode, Edo State. Hello, Benedicta. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm glad to hear you. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. And you?
I'm all right. Great. Thank you for joining. Thank you. To be a part of today's conversation on Roadmap to 2023, providing enabling structures for women participation in politics, you can call in to the number 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. You can also send in a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Now, first I have to say congratulations on being the PDP candidate for chairman at Etsako East Local Government Area, Agenebode in Edo State. Congratulations on that one.
Thank you so much, Somto. I'm not really the candidate yet, but I'm still aspiring. The primaries have not been done. The local government election is taking place in May 2023. So we haven't done the primaries yet. We're still canvassing now as aspirants and focusing on the general elections.
That still sounds good. Because you never know what the turnout, you never know what the outcome would be.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. But since you are the immediate past chairman, though, for Etsako East Local Government Council. So I have to ask you this. Would you say in your experience, I mean, you must have been in politics for a period of time to be able to even attain that kind of position to start with. So would you say that Nigerian politics is structured in such a way that favors female candidates?
Not at all, Somto. There is nothing in the Nigerian political system that actually favors women at all. Right from our constitution, the Nigerian constitution, the word chairwoman is not even recognized. So it's chairman, you see. And when you see chairman, automatically people assume that it's a man. If you take the political party structure right from the top, from the federal level to the ward level, the village level, where the position of chairman is always a man. It's always a man. It's never a woman. The only position that is ascribed to a woman in the political party structure across board, all of them, is the position of a woman leader. That's the one that is ascribed to a woman. And for instance, in the PDP, there are 7 exco positions, 7 executive positions across board. And then in the APC, there are about 27. But the only position that is dedicated to a woman is the position of woman leader. Every other position that you see women, they struggle. They struggle for is a tug of war. Because they we are treated as the second-class citizens. We're not treated the same way men are treated. I'll tell you, once upon a time in Edo State, the Commissioner for Women Affairs was even a man. Once upon a time, at the cabinet
The Commissioner
level,
for Women
Commissioner
Affairs
for Women
was a man.
So you can see that
That's
the
a very,
struggle is real and deep.
It is. I mean, just by listening to what you just said, I was about to ask you that, okay, do you mean that the women leader position is the one dedicated to just women, but to get any of the other positions, that's what you called a tug of war?
That is it. Absolutely.
That's a really harsh reality. That's a really harsh reality. And that's why we're having this conversation today. So we can prefer solutions. And in view of 2023, we can work to do better. I mean, some people, a school of thought to say, oh, it's 2022, late 2022. There's not much that can be done in anticipation of 2023. But I dare to disagree, because if nothing can be done in anticipation of 2023, we can still work to put structures in place so that even after 2023, we can start off on the right foot.
I agree with you completely, because at this stage now we have our candidates that are flying the different party flags for the 2023 elections. As you know, the presidential election is on the 25th, I beg your pardon, of February. Yes. And you know, the National Assembly as well, same day. And then the governorship and state houses of assembly is in March, around the middle of March. So it's we can't do much about the 2023 elections. Yes, but we can begin to strategize towards the next election after 2023. Like we're talking about even the chairmanship election now in Edo State. You know, for the chairmanship elections, it's not the same. It's not uniform. It depends on the state, on the particular independent electoral commission of each individual state to determine when they have their local government elections. So you are correct. This is the right time to begin to strategize towards local government elections, which will be taking place at different times in the country, but also towards the general elections that will come up after this one of 2023, that's 2027.
Absolutely.
So it's not too early to start working on that.
Yes, I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one. Now, when you called it a tug of war, I could only imagine what it is that women go through, what it is that you went through in your quest to get here. So sometimes it's unimaginable, the experiences that people relay, the kind of struggles they've been through, how much sacrifice they've had to give. But let me hear from you on some of your challenges, or some of the challenges that you think you have experienced, that you've observed in the structure of Nigerian politics, particularly for female candidates.
Thank you very much, Somto. Like we were saying, that even the political party structure and our own constitution, you know, discriminates against women in the manner that the positions are laid out. When you have maybe 17 or 27 executive positions, and the position of chairman, the chairman of the executive is the most powerful voice. And most times there you see that because they say chairman of the ward, chairman of the local government, chairman of whatever, you see that everyone automatically thinks that position is for a man.
Absolutely.
So it's not out of place to have females who are chairmen of their political parties, and even, you know, local government councils, state governments, and things like that. So for me, as a woman, some of the challenges I've had to go through is that even I've been threatened. I've been told that, what are you doing in politics? Your place is in the kitchen. You know, the
in 2022.
Like that have been said to me. I've been called names. I've been called unprintable names. I've been called a prostitute. In fact, it's disheartening. I can't even begin to mention some of the other names that have been called, because people assume that, okay, as a woman, for you to attain a particular position in politics, you must be dating so-so and so. You must be sleeping with so-so and so. You must be having a relationship with so-so and so.
Because they feel you cannot merit it.
Honestly, in fact, I've had to approach, you know, a son who wrote a letter to somebody just recently for calling me someone else's babe on a social media platform. So these are very real things that female politicians have to go through. We always have to do more. We always have to do more. I have never been given anything on the basis of who no man, apart from on the platform on the basis of merit. Women always have to achieve things on the basis of merit, even when their male counterparts are not qualified. Because of who no man, things go the way of men, rather than the other way. And then also, the issue of cultism, for instance, is very real. I'm not saying women are not cultists. Yes, there are women who are, involved in
fraternities and the
like
likes.
that.
Yes,
exactly. But it's very pronounced with men, and you see them doing paddy. They are projecting their brotherhood. They are pushing brotherhood, here and there. But I would say God has been very gracious to me. God has been really grateful using some of my political leaders at the highest level, to help me achieve my dreams in politics. But I've mentioned a few. The issue of money as well. Most times women cannot raise the kind of money that men raise because of the same paddy kind of, thing that I'm talking about. So women are left behind most times because they cannot raise the kind of money that we see in politics. Recently, we have devolved, or I don't know, is it evolving or devolving, into vote buying.
Yes.
When people queue to vote,
and that is so
money
sad.
is brought in to buy votes. Most women cannot afford that kind of money to buy votes. And it's something that should be discouraged in our system. People should be allowed to exercise their franchise, their votes, their voting without being intimidated with money.
Absolutely.
Because if it's about money, people like me, my father was not a politician. Nobody knew me. If not by the grace of God, and like I said, some top politicians that God has used to bless me, I will never achieve what I've achieved in politics. Because I wasn't born into wealth. I was born into very humble backgrounds. If this is not checked, the children of poor men can no longer aspire in this country for anything. We are now seeing big politicians. They are moving. They are carrying their children. Their children are running for different offices because they have the money from the state treasury to fund them. So this has to really be dealt with. And that is why we are raising awareness among women. We are raising awareness. I'm a grassroots person. I live in my village among my people, raising awareness that they should not sell their votes for a pot of porridge.
Absolutely. And I think that awareness needs to continue. Thank you very much for sharing this experience. You said, as you said earlier, it's very, very real. And just from the tone of your voice, I can understand that this is something not just you are going through, but you're also speaking for the other women who are in this position and need to break out of this or need to be broken out of this, because honestly, this system, this shackled system that favors more men than women should not exist in today's society. So thank you again, Benedicta.
Thank you.
It's 14 minutes to 12 on Women Radio 91.7, and this is still Political Arena, where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. Today we're discussing providing enabling structures for women participation in politics. This is part of the Roadmap to 2023 series, and today we're focusing on providing enabling structures for women participation in politics. My name again is Sumto Titilayo Ajama, and of course I have with me my guest, Honorable Benedicta Ebuehi, PDP candidate for Chairman Etsako East Local Government Council, Agenebode, Edo State, immediate past chairman as well. If you want to call in, ask questions, share your experience, and of course, provide solution, because that's what we're about, providing solution. The number to call is 07000 917 917, 07000 917 917. You can also send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537, 0703 175 6537. Now, I'm coming back to you, Honorable Benedicta. What are some ways that we can solve this? You've mentioned the issue with the Constitution. We've mentioned the fraternities and the whole brotherhood system. You've also mentioned the fact that there are not enough positions in the executive political system to even favor women at all. And you mentioned a number of other things as well. What are some of the basic solutions that can have a ripple effect on all of these aspects that can favor women?
Thank you very much, Somto. I think it was Hillary Clinton who once said that it will take women 100 years, or it will take us 100 years to catch up with men, in respect of the political positions across the world, by the way. It's across the world. It's just that in some parts, like in Africa, it's very endemic, that women occupy very few positions. But we see places like Rwanda doing very well now. They're really moving. So here in Nigeria, I think the fact that we are canvassing for 35% is quite modest. It is very modest. We're not, Somto, when you come to the polling units on voting day, you will see that it is the women that actually vote. And they stay to defend their votes. They don't have guns to defend their votes. They don't have weapons, but they stay. They use their blood and their sweat to defend their votes. They sit down in the rain and in the shine to make sure votes are counted before they leave the polling units. So it's women. When you look at the voting lines, it's women you see more. But when it comes to the distribution of positions, these women are forgotten. So the 35% we are affirmative action that we are canvassing for is very modest. And we will not give up. We will keep canvassing for it. I know that the First Lady of Edo State led a movement some time ago when we were talking about the constitutional amendment. She led the movement and in Edo State that men who did not vote for the amendment in the National Assembly to have issues that concern women embedded in our constitution, we will not also be voting for them in Edo State. And they even carried that protest as first ladies of other states of Nigeria to Abuja. So we need to stay focused on that 35% because I believe it is modest. Comparing to the number of women that vote during every election, that is one. We need to stick to that. And I will also say that sanctions should be meted out to political parties, because this 35% should filter to political party structures as well. So that political parties that are not following it should also have some kind of sanction. The National Assembly can help us to do this. It's in their hands. But I don't blame them because the number of women that are there as well are very few. When you have men, discussing and legislating over the issues of women, what do you expect? So these are the issues. We need to continue to lobby them. We need to continue to lobby people at the, National Assembly to help us push this women agenda. So that we can have this desired change. I think on the issue on the executive arm as well, they can do so even at the state level by appointing more women to cabinet positions. At least that is within the power of each governor. They can decide that, okay, we are going to appoint 35% of women as commissioners. And that is a starting point because it's in their hands. Nobody is going to struggle for that. It is the decision of the governor who becomes a commissioner under him. So I think that if we can do that, if the executive arm can also begin to sponsor bills. When I was a local government chairman, I sponsored a bill. I sponsored 2 bills, as a matter of fact. I believe that, at the executive arm of government, the governors can also push in executive bills that can be ratified at the House of Assembly level so that women can begin to be seen and heard, at decision-making tables. We can also continue with this civic awareness that we're doing and voter education. It's very, very important because a lot of our people, they don't know what is happening. Bring money during voting and they vote for you, forgetting that in the next 4 years, you may not see these politicians. So positive discrimination, I think that is where we're talking about this 35%.
Absolutely.
We should discriminate positively towards women. Women we are equal partners in development. Therefore, if you leave a significant part of women of your population out, the society will suffer. Therefore, it is important that you carry the government across Nigeria should carry women along, as well as young people. We have ideas. Young people have fresh ideas. They often say the old shall die, the young shall grow. So our young people are growing. We need to also hear what they are. Like me, even in my house now.
Yes.
When my children were younger, I used to what's the word now? Give out instructions. This is what you should do. But now my children are full-grown adults. I have a son who is married now. I don't dish out instructions to him again. I share ideas with him.
Because now he knows better.
Leading us should be doing. Share ideas with women and with young people so that our country can move forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Benedicta. And just as a wrap-up question.
Yes.
What are the things that you feel, or just give me two very short things that you will do better if you attain this chairmanship position, even though you've been the past chairman. If you attain this second term or this particular term again, what are two things that you will do better for your people?
Well, two things I will do better. Number one is that I'm going to empower more women in terms of their businesses, in terms of their farming, because I'm from an agrarian area. And most of the things that we do here is agriculture, farming, fishing.
Okay.
So to empower more women, I'm sorry, I have to discriminate positively towards women. And also look at the girl child. We must catch them young. I was a child bride at 15. I thank God for who I am today. But once we miss it at that level, at that young level, by the way, when I say the girl child, it will also apply to the boy child. Because
Absolutely.
we are the ones that raise the boys, God forbid, who become kidnappers, who become armed robbers, girls who become prostitutes and things like that. So we need to be able to catch them at a very young age. If we catch them young, then our society will be good. It is when we miss it at that level that we've missed it, really. These are two things. Focus on the young people, the girl child, the young boy, and also empower women more so that we can hear women's voices more and bring in the ideas that they have to offer.
Thank you so much, Benedicta. It's been a pleasure having this conversation with you. And I believe that you do have the right vision. And hopefully people see that Nigeria as a whole understands that women like you are deserving of these decision-making positions. And they really would change things if the structures allow it. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you
It's
very
been a pleasure.
much, Santo. God bless you.
Yes, please enjoy the rest of your day.
And you too. Thank you. Bye now.
Yes. And that's it on Political Arena today. I just concluded conversation with Honorable Benedicta Ebuehi, basically emphasizing the fact that the political structure needs to be improved better in a way that it can favor female candidates and it can literally take people to the next level. Because according to UN Women, gender disparity and low participation in elective and appointive positions are major setbacks for not just women, but also for the country. So thank you very much again to my guest this morning. And special thanks to you for tuning in. And special thanks to Esther Alaribe for her support as well. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Good afternoon.
WFM 91.7.